Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. The Nittany Lions have shown few signs of weakness lately. They are exuding confidence in everything they do. String together a few W's, that's exactly what happens. We'll see if they can keep it up. Thanks for joining us here on the NCAA College Football pregame show. Now let's send it out to Brad and Kirk for all the action. We'll see you at the head.
No college football season's complete without a stop here. Our game's coming to you from Notre Dame Stadium, home of the Fighting Irish. And now it's time for the coin toss, and it's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste, 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Notre Dame is lined up for the opening kickoff, so here we go. He's to the 20. Tackle made at the 23-yard line. So let's see what the offense can do as they come out onto the field. Handoff up the middle. And down he goes at the 26. He's tackled at the 27-yard line.
Defense on third down. Now their punt returner will get a chance to make something happen.
Barney is waiting for the snap. Brought down at the 45-yard line. Notre Dame's got a guy that statistically is leading the conference right now, and he has got the attention of everybody in the country, including the coordinator. The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game. Tackle at about the 47-yard line.
Very solid game through the air. I'm impressed with the poise of this quarterback and the ability of the receiver to keep his concentration and get his hands on the football.
Second and 2. Ball on the 47. Now he's scrambling. Tackle made around the 45-yard line. The defense just swarmed over him on that one.
Yeah, they were able to penetrate the offensive line and get to the running back before that play even had a chance.
And they could really put their opponent in bad field position with a good punt here. He fields the punt at the 13. He makes it out maybe to the 26-yard line. Notre Dame's defense looks like it's ready to feed off this crowd all game long. It's like having an extra player out there.
It sure is, Brad. They are off to a great start in that opening series. Let's see how they play here. Again, trying to just set the tone here early in this game in this next series.
offensive weapons in the entire country under center today. This kid is really fun to watch. He's fun to watch unless you're a defensive coordinator. One thing's for sure, it's going to be a great chess match between the offensive and defensive coordinators today. Finds his man. First down. Down at about the 35. The punter.
Not great, but not bad either. As long as your main priorities are not turning the ball over and establishing solid field position, then you're headed in the right direction.
This is a fun game, and I think we're going to see a lot of interesting football before it's over. Tyree on the inside handoff. They'll bring him down at the 32.
Really good play here in run support by the linebacker. The big guys up front took away the running lanes, and he was able to get through for a loss.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on their own 32. Takes it left side, and he's brought down in the backfield.
That's a loss of 4 yards on the play. That brings up 3rd and 14.
Receiver's got the first down.
Good job here by the receiver. Look the ball in and ensure he had possession. That's the right way to catch a pass.
From their own 47-yard line. First down. In the shotgun and 5 wideouts. Strike to his receiver, no good.
I mean, he has his wide receiver wide open. You spend all those hours during the week to be able to get prepped and ready to go. You got an open man like this, just step and deliver and make the throw.
Pitch left. He's taken down at the 45.
Loss of 2 on the play. That brings us 3rd and 12.
Third down and 12. Ball on the 45. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Quick strike, and he drops it. So they couldn't pick up the long yardage, and now they'll have to punt.
Great hold by the defense. They were expecting the pass play, and they defended it very well.
Got to wonder right now which offense is going to open this thing up a little bit.
I think the answer will be which offensive coordinator is willing to take a chance or two to try to open some plays up. Because right now, not only are they losing the battle up front, but they're really not testing the defense downfield at all.
Every drive's important in a tie game. I look for both sides to come out with some urgency. Gets it. He's in space. And he's taken down around the 30-yard line. He's to the 40, and he's tackled around the 44-yard line.
You like to see a team having success like this running the football. It can really open up things for the offense.
Got some open field. And they make the stop around the 47-yard line.
That brings us 2nd and 9.
He passes it, and he hits him hard at the 28.
He faked out everybody in the stadium. When you can sell the run that well, you're going to have the upper hand on the defense.
Scrambling around, and he's going to be sacked.
I think that one's on the offensive line. They've got to do a better job of holding their blocks, or else this quarterback's going to be pulling turf out of his face mask all game.
They come up to the line here at 2nd down and 14 after the sack. Tries to buy some time, and he can't get away from the pressure. Great job back-to-back plays by the defense.
It's tough to go down like that again, but an experienced quarterback like this knows how to come back from such adversity.
Third down now, and they need to get it to the 18. Up into the pocket, and they got it. After the sack, it's now 4th and long. Big kick here to try to pin the offense deep in their own territory. Into the end zone, down for a touchback. Let's get some points going right now. Not a lot of offense here in the opening quarter.
I'm with you. I'd like to see a lot more offense than we've seen up to this point. Give credit to the defenses, but I think you're going to see both these offense coordinators get more of a feel for things and start to adjust their play calling.
Empty backfield, quarterback in the gun, 5 wide receivers. He scrambled, and they get the sack.
Well, this defensive end has tremendous athletic ability. You could see it there on that sack. But also, let's not forget that I think the blitz freed up the DN that time. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication up front, but nonetheless, his speed was able to close in and get to that quarterback.
So it'll be 2nd and 14 after the setback. On the ground, and he won't get back to the line.
Third down.
And they've got all their DBs in there to match up against the 5-wide set. He's going to air it long. Oh, boy, almost intercepted.
That'll make it 4th and 14.
He makes it to the 45-yard line.
Now, who's in charge of this offense? These guys can't get a first down. They can't move the ball down the field. How do you expect to win the game?
They've got to play with some focus and smarts here. They don't want to make a mistake and suddenly find themselves trailing. And they'll bring him down behind the line. How about the play of this defensive end?
This is just solid run defense here. They get a great push up front, not allowing the runner to have much room to work with. And at the end, they're able to wrap him up.
So it's 2nd and 12. Ball on the 47-yard line. Falls incomplete. The punter is going to try to pin them deep in their own territory with a good punt here. This defensive end is having a very good day.
Well, he's just one of those defensive players that if you're an offensive coordinator, you're basically building your game plan around his skills. And to think he's racked up these stats in one half is really something.
I don't think either team has a clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation. And he's knocked out immediately after the catch. They pick up a few yards there on the pass.
And I'll tell you what, that fake handoff froze the secondary just enough to allow for the receiver to come up with a nice gain that time. Good call.
Gains his way to midfield. Short yardage situation here. It's 2nd down and 1. He's at the 40. That's a great tackle. The 39-yard line. It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 39. He's on the run, and down he goes. That's the 38. Fires it quickly. Incomplete pass. He caught it, but failed to get that one necessary foot in.
That's an outstanding catch, and he just missed making a big-time play.
Ford will be the return man. This punt bounces into the end zone, and this will be a touchback. And so far, it's been totally even. In close games like this, every possession is likely to matter. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. We've played one. Still no score. And we welcome you back to the action here. Just about set to start the second quarter. He makes it to the 25-yard line. The snap. This is the point in the game where you don't want to make any mistakes that give the other guys a reason to feel more confident going into halftime. He's at the 40. Makes it out to about the 33. We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 33. He's scrambling. He's tackled at the 31. So the quarterback scrambles for about 2 yards on the play.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
He makes it out to maybe the 29-yard line. 3rd down, and they need to get it to the 25. 3. Davis gets him about 3 yards with a completion.
That brings up 4th and 3.
Notre Dame could take the lead with this field goal. The kick is away. It's long enough, and he just drilled it from long range. Well, that one looked like it was going to be wide, but he put it inside the upright.
Yeah, he squeaked that one in, and he didn't have much more than a couple of inches to spare.
The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. He makes it out to maybe the 20-yard line. With one quarter down, I really haven't seen too much separation between these two squads. Might be neck and neck the whole way. He's going to try and scramble. Tackle at about the 25-yard line.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
On the ground with the tailback. Nice run there. Good running there.
Classic example of over-pursuing here by the defense.
Runs up and tackle in the backfield.
You've got to admire the intensity that these linebackers bring to the table. As soon as he saw it was staying on the ground, he made a beeline for the ball carrier.
2nd and 14. Ball on their own 28. Throws, and that one's going to hit the ground incomplete.
There's one the quarterback would like to rewind because he has a wide open receiver and he just misfires.
Slings it. He's to the 40. He's at midfield. Tackle made around the 29-yard line.
That's a gain for your 3 on the play. That makes it 1st and 10.
He gets hit out of bounds at the 18.
That's a gain for your 1st down.
The 10.
That's a gain. That makes it 2nd and 2.
Fakes it, and the quarterback scrambles. Very good tackle in space.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. That makes it 1st and goal.
Up the middle for a nice gain.
Gain of 6 yards. That brings it 2nd and goal.
And up the middle, and he's stopped. 2-yard loss for the halfback. Here's the 11th play of the drive. And the goal line defense digging in here. And up the middle and stopped. It's 4th down. This one should be makeable. It's up, and it splits the uprights. Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese?
TCU has the edge, 21-14.
People were predicting some upsets this week, but I'd be shocked if that score holds up. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. He's to the 20. He's tackled at the 25-yard line. You always want to go in the locker room with momentum, so as we get closer to halftime, I think we'll see more and more attempts to create big plays. Goes to the tailback, incomplete. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 25. Shoved out of bounds at the 34. Fires quickly to the tight end. He's taken down around the 41-yard line. Down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 41-yard line. Now he's scrambling. They'll bring him down at the 37-yard line.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
He's got it with room to run. Brought down at the 17-yard line. From the 17-yard line. First down. He lost the ball. It's recovered.
The running back won't be happy that he lost the ball. He's got to forget about it and get ready for the next series. His offense is going to need him again.
This is the point in the game where you don't want to make any mistakes that give the other guys a reason to feel more confident going into halftime. He lets it fly. The junior makes the catch. And he's tackled at the 18-yard line.
That's a deep 58. That makes it 1st and 10.
He gets out to about the 18-yard line. Quick strike to the receiver, and he's taken down around the 18-yard line.
That'll make it 3rd and 9.
Throws complete. He's got room to work. And they make the stop at the 4.
That makes it 1st and goal.
He dives and he'll be marked down.
That brings him 2nd and goal.
Touchdown, Nittany Lions. And so they punch it in on the ground, Kirk Herbstreit.
job up front by the offensive line. They get a good, strong push that allowed the runner to get it in there for the touchdown.
And he adds the extra point. A 6-play, 74-yard drive, and that's good for a touchdown.
Brad, I thought that was a textbook drive. I thought they did a really good job of showing balance, mixing the play calling with the run and the pass. Just an overall well-executed touchdown drive.
From the 5-yard line. Oh, man, he took him down hard.
I think this defense has played well enough to be able to win this game, obviously. But at some point, you'd love to see their own offense feed off of some of the confidence that their defense is playing with. Because up to this point, the defense is keeping them in the game. The offense isn't quite doing enough to be able to build on that lead.
And he just gets rid of it. Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 25-yard line. Inside run, and he's hit hard.
That brings up 3rd and 10.
Pulls it in and stopped in his tracks with that tackle.
Nothing the offense dialed up was enough to get by these guys. They're on right now.
Ford, the return man. He wasn't breaking that tackle. What a hit. Both offenses have played it pretty close to the best so far in this one.
Yeah, because they've been so conservative, it's made it pretty easy for both of these defenses to be pretty dominant. Let's see an offense open it up and take a few chances.
Not much of a problem getting the ball in the end zone on their last drive as this quarterback just picked apart the defense.
Well, I think this defense has got to do something because right now the quarterback is in such a good rhythm that you've got to do something to try to get him out. I would suggest trying to bring more pressure. Try to come up with an exotic blitz look and try to get him on his heels as opposed to being the aggressor and attacking the defense.
They come up to the line here at second down and 14 after the sack. Penn State is up by a touchdown. He's hit and taken down.
Josephson touchdown.
He zips it out to the left. Nice grab on the play. Spectacular play, and now it's 1st and goal. And the wideout gets a chance to show what he can do.
Oh, he sure does, and he doesn't disappoint either. Great athletic ability.
1st and goal from the 5, and looking to cap this off with a touchdown. Fires to his tight end, nothing doing.
Number 96 was the intended receiver on the play. That brings him 2nd and goal.
He scrambled, and he's going to run this one in. Touchdown. What a touchdown. He didn't see anyone open, so he just took it in himself.
This quarterback is fearless, and the defense needs to either spy him or walk the safeties up when they've got the ball down near the goal line.
He makes the PAT. Reese Davis is standing by with this update. Reese?
The Sooners arrive at today's game ranked 5th in the nation. Let's take yet another peek at this game. The Sooners strike through the air, getting into the end zone for a touchdown. Every punch has been counterpunched. A 21-21 tie.
Upset special happens every year. Maybe it's one of those weekends. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. Fielded at the 9. He makes it out to maybe the 29-yard line. The offense will be hoping for a little more success than they had the last time out. First down grab by the receiver. It's picked up by the defense. What do you think about that last turnover, Kirk?
Way to be heads up out there. That corner just made one heck of a play recovering that fumble.
This offense threw the ball extremely well on their last drive, and they ended up with a touchdown.
I think the defense right now is just sitting back on their heels. They're allowing the offense to kind of dictate things to them. And one thing is that any defensive coordinator will tell you in the country, you have to be the one trying to dictate things to the offense. So change it up. Try something different. If it's not working, you can't continue to sit back and do it.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 41. And down he goes around the 28-yard line.
That's a gain of 13. First down.
Now he tries to buy some time. He's at the 20, and he hits him hard at the 17.
That makes it first and 10.
Throws it to the outside. It's second and 10. Ball on the 17-yard line. He's gobbled up in the backfield. He's on the run. He's tackled around the 13-yard line. It's fourth down. So the kicking team is on the field. They'll try for 3. Kicks up, and he missed it right. No good. As they head to the locker rooms, this one is far from over. The Nittany Lions lead it by 2 touchdowns.
Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis, David Pollack here in the studio as always to lend a little perspective to what just went down in the first 30 minutes. Notre Dame's got some catching up to do. Not a totally disastrous first half, but they are right on the verge of falling out of contention in this game.
Yeah, and this is time for the coaches to get everything organized in the locker room. You know, you expected to be playing better. You expected to make more plays, but you didn't. So now you got to refocus. You got to go to the drawing board. You got to find some ways to take advantage of some things that you thought you could in the first half, but you didn't. So obviously a big second half coming.
David and I will be keeping an eye on your game and everything else going on in the country here in our palatial and comfortable surroundings in the studio. With the best seat in the house belongs to Brad Nessler in Kirkherb Street.
All right, Reese and David, welcome back, everybody. Just about set to start the second half. He'll return it from the 3. Tackle made at the 28-yard line. The Nittany Lions continue to get it done on the defensive side of the football field.
Yeah, they've done a good job of building this lead and almost determined here to protect it. See if they can hold on here for the rest of the way.
There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. Out of bounds at the 31. From their own 31-yard line. Second down. He tackles him for a loss.
Call a loss of 4 yards on the play. That makes it 3rd and 11.
Tackle at about the 37-yard line. Ford is back awaiting the punt. Ford fields it at the 30. Tackle at the 35. And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again. He makes it to the 38-yard line.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Scrambling around, and he has it on the corner. He's at midfield. Tackle made right around the 42-yard line.
First down.
Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Gets out to around the 28.
That's good for gain of 10 yards. First down.
He's going to try and scramble, and they get the sack. From the 29-yard line, it's 2nd down. Up the middle for a nice gain.
That's a gain of 4. That makes it 3rd and 7.
Throws complete. He's got space to work, and he's level at the 12-yard line.
That makes it 1st and 10.
He's scrambling. Quarterback's going to run it, and he's got room to work. Touchdown, Penn State.
Put his eyes on that end zone and ran with some real purpose there.
And he hits the PAT. Let's throw it out to Reese now for a studio update.
The Horned Frogs are on top, 28-21.
I don't expect that score is going to hold, but boy, that would be an upset. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Notre Dame's having a hard time doing anything on offense right now.
Well, they've had some opportunities, but they either turn the ball over or obviously don't execute on 3rd down or force the punt, or their drive ends up stalling on a 4th down. But they're moving the ball at times. I think they just got to take some chances at this point late in the game like this. Throw the ball downfield and hope that the receivers can make some plays.
Got his receiver, dropped it, incomplete. So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 25. And they'll bring him down behind the line.
That's a scoreboard play. That brings us 3rd and 14.
He airs it out. Oh, he had a shot at the pick.
That could have been a huge shift in momentum if they were able to hold on to that one. Wow, that was close.
3rd and 14.
Ford is back deep to return the punt. He's at midfield. They'll bring him down at the 48-yard line. For Notre Dame, they've been coming after the quarterback all day long. Good pass rush by these guys today. This offense hasn't done a good job of moving the ball either.
Well, when your overall average is less than 4 yards a play, that's the definition of struggling.
Well, sacks only tell one part of the story. The scoreboard tells the most important part. They ran the ball very well on their last drive, and it resulted in 6. Brought down at the 47.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
Gets it out to his receiver in a hurry. They'll bring him down at about the 35.
Makes the tackle at the 35-yard line. First down.
Lee on the inside handoff. He makes it to the 35-yard line.
No gain. That brings us 2nd and 9.
And he's stopped behind the line. Third down now. They need to get it to the 25. Got it with room to run. He's taken down at the 30.
That's a deep 7. That'll bring up 4th and 5.
He gets it up, and he missed it left. No good. They couldn't get anything going on that last drive.
Down 2 possessions. This offense has to step up and capitalize on this possession.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. And he's tackled around the 30-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 30. And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
Good for a gain of 6 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Makes the grab and steps out right away.
This guy's got the combination of smarts and reliability that makes a receiver really dangerous. No wonder he's looked to on 3rd down.
From their own 47-yard line, it's first down. Now he's scrambling. Slides down to the ground. Buckner picks up about 4 yards after pulling the ball down and scrambling there. Play, and the defense was ready for it.
Loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down.
They'll line it up again on 3rd down. Got his man. Can't tack on any yardage. Nice gain, but not enough for the first down.
Yeah, it's a nice play there. They did everything right except get enough yards for the first down.
5 wide. Catches it, gets out of bounds. This is the 8th play of this drive. Fires incomplete. From the 39-yard line. 2nd down. He scrambled. And he's taken down at the 31-yard line. So the quarterback picks up about 8 on the scramble. Here's play number 10 on the drive. Setting up play action. And he tackles him hard at the 27. From the 27-yard line. First down. He's got the corner. Tackle outside after a nice pickup. And this is the 12th play of the drive. Defense coming to the line. They'd like to force another red zone fumble and keep points off the scoreboard here. And he's tackled after positive yardage. From the 15-yard line. First down. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Caught, and he's hit immediately. Here's play number 14 of this drive. He's in for the score, and they're back in it. And a nice catch by the receiver for the touchdown.
Anytime you're near the red zone, you got to keep an eye for this guy. They love going to him down here.
And he adds the extra point. Reese Davis joins us in the studio with this update. Reese?
The Sooners came into the game ranked 5th. After that performance, they'll drop like a stone. No one gave this team a chance, and now this team has proven them all wrong. A major upset is finished. The Horned Frogs top it off with a 7-point win. Elsewhere, Marshall playing Gall and Huntington. And for UTSA, they're looking to win 2 in a row. The Roadrunners are out front, 27-23.
2-touchdown ball game here, Reese, 24-10. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He's to the 20. He's tackled at the 27-yard line. And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again. The stop at the 26. It's 2nd and 11. Ball on their own 26. At the 30. Passes in and it's picked off by the safety. He's tackled at the 9. Puts him in a position to make this a game.
Yeah, they really needed that. That's a huge boost to morale.
First and goal, and they'd love to get into the end zone and make this a game again. And he hits him hard at the 7.
Territory, but they look totally in control there.
And he converts the extra point. Notre Dame ready to kick this one off. Forward from the 5. He's taken down at the 24. Penn State's offense was rolling along earlier, and now they have gone ice cold in the third quarter.
Brad, they almost look like a different team. It's like they've come out of the locker room a little bit flat here in the second half. We'll see if they can have something happen, something to spark them and maybe get their mojo going before they end up losing this ball game.
Penn State is up 7. Now he tries to buy some time. And down he goes at the 38. We head to the final quarter, and we've got a great game on our hands. The Nittany Lions with a touchdown lead. All right, we're just about set to start action here again in the fourth quarter. Fires it quickly.
Well, the key to that defensive play was the fact that the quarterback put a little bit too much air underneath it. That allowed the safety to come over and bat the ball away.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 38. There's a fumble. He picks it up. Tackle around the 40-yard line.
Great example of an opportunistic defense coming up with the fumble.
Coach wants to challenge this one, so we'll take another look at the possible fumble. So the question on this one is whether or not the ball carrier's knee hit the ground before the fumble popped loose.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Well, after seeing the replay, it was apparent that his knee was down before he lost the ball.
Yep, those guys in the booth aren't perfect, but they got it right this time.
Here's 3rd and 8. Ball on the 40-yard line. Tackle made at about the 47-yard line. That'll push him over the 100-yard mark in receiving.
Even when he isn't open, the quarterback will still throw him the ball and just let him make a play. It really shows the trust that the quarterback has with his receiver.
Off-play action. He gets away from one. Complete. That's a great tackle at the 25-yard line.
That's a gain of 22 on the play. First down.
Penn State is up a score. They try to get a head start there.
False start. Offense.
Maybe he got the cadence wrong coming out of the huddle. The coaches have a low threshold for mistakes like that.
1st and 15 now after the penalty. Caught out in the open. Brought down at about the 15-yard line.
Number 8 with the tackle at the 15-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and inches.
The 5. Fires quickly, and he's got his man. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. And for Clifford, he makes it 300-yard passing.
Well, this quarterback has had a solid game. He's done what's been asked of him and then some.
He makes the PAT. They line up to kick this one away. From the 8-yard line. Tackle made at the 24-yard line. Let's see what they can do on offense as they take possession after the return.
Well, at this point in the game, this offense has no choice. They've got to try to get down the field as quickly as possible and come up with a touchdown. Probably an onside kick or a quick defensive stop, get the ball back and get another touchdown. So they need to execute and execute as well as they can.
That makes it 2nd and 14.
From their own 20-yard line. 2nd down. Looking to scramble out. He can't get away from the pressure.
That's a loss of 7 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Third and long now after the sack.
41's coming. 41's the mic.
Throws it to the halfback on the screen. And he's leveled at the 16-yard line.
That makes it 4th and 1.
Ford will be the return man. He's at the 40. Gets to about the 34-yard line. The offense will come out again hoping to have similar results as their last drive.
I think the defense right now is just sitting back on their heels. They're allowing the offense to kind of dictate things to them. And the one thing is that any defensive coordinator will tell you in the country, you have to be the one trying to dictate things to the offense. So change it up. Try something different. If it's not working, you can't continue to sit back on your heels.
Singleton takes it counter right, and they got him for a loss. Taken down as he works the left for a nice gain.
Call it a gain of 7 yards. First down.
Makes it to the 18-yard line. Got the corner. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 9-yard line.
9 yards. Third down.
It's first down, and they'll be looking for 6 points here. Throws to the receiver, got it for the touchdown. He hits the PAT. Here's an update from the studio and Reese Davis.
On the hunt for some action in Huntington. And for UTSA, they've won 2 straight. The Roadrunners take it by 5.
Our score, 38-17 here. Looks like they're ready for the kick. From the 7, he's to the 20. He's out to the 30. Tackled at the 37-yard line. Both squads are digging in now. Let's see what happens on this next drive. Scrambling around. They'll make the sack. That's the second time that he sacked a quarterback today.
Brad, that's his second sack of the day. This defensive end, again, has outstanding quickness and goes right by the offensive line to get to the quarterback.
So that sack sets him back a little bit now. They're looking at 2nd and 13. Get to that quickly. And he's tackled at the 38-yard line.
That brings us 3rd and 10.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide. He goes out of bounds around the 42-yard line. So it's 4th down, and the offense is still on the field. short. And as the defense comes back out, you can be sure they're thinking about that score they surrendered the last time around.
Great passing was the key for the offense the last time they had the ball. They were able to pick apart the defense and get down the field for a touchdown.
He gets sacked on the play.
A great defensive end in college football just pins his ears back and has, again, that extra instinct to know when to jump the snap count, when to take a chance on third down. And it seems like they almost saved their extra pass rush and extra incentive as far as their energy when it really matters on a third down, when they feel like they can beat that offensive tackle and get off the line of scrimmage a little bit quicker. And that's something that I think we've seen him do throughout this game.
There's a little bit of happy feet down there on the field. Let's get the call.
Sometimes what happens on a false start is a lineman will see movement on the other side of the ball and be coaxed into jumping early.
Second down and a ways to go because of the penalty. Tries to get around the corner. He gets hit out of bounds. Right around the 38-yard line. On the ground with the tailback. Nice run there.
That makes it first and 10.
He's going to try and scramble. They bring him down. Can this offense do anything to slow down this pass rush?
I think they need to make some adjustments with their pass protection. Maybe allow the backs to stay in the block because the quarterback is getting pounded back there.
From the 35-yard line, it's second down. Nice run to the outside.
That makes it 37.
Fires it out. And he tackles him hard at the 16.
That's good for 13 yards. First down.
He fights forward to about the 13. And he's taken down right around the 16-yard line. This is the 9th play of this drive. To the receiver, incomplete. 4th down. So the kicking team is on the field. They'll try for 3. Just under 3 to go in regulation. It's up. And they come away empty-handed. So we'll change possession with a score, 38-17, Penn State. And the defense made a big stop on 4th down the last time this offense was out there.
Let's see if this offense can reestablish some confidence after being stopped on downs the last time they were out on the field.
He makes it out to maybe the 23-yard line. Tyree gets around 3 on the halfback draw.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
It's 2nd down, 7 to go. Ball on their own 23. Man, oh, what a hit. the 40. Zips it to the tight end. And they make the stop at the 44-yard line.
I really like going to the tight end here on third down. It's not even about the defense not expecting it, because I think they did. It's about mismatches. He's probably bigger and stronger than the guy who's trying to cover him.
Gets it out to his receiver in a hurry. Knocked out of bounds around the 49-yard line. It's second down, 5 to go. Ball on their own 49. Throws this one out to the right. Oh, he had the pick and he dropped it.
Smart, heady play by that defender. That was solid, fundamental pass defense.
Just under 2 to go in the game. He's taken down to the 32-yard line. He's at the 20. Got it. Complete. He's out of bounds. From the 18-yard line. First down. Here's the halfback. He's tackled around the 17-yard line.
Defense has to be very frustrated there. They did everything. They got to the quarterback. In fact, it looked like they had a chance to bring him down for the sack, but somehow he's able to throw the ball away.
And this is the 10th play of the drive. Here's the throw. I don't think he got anything on that. Notre Dame's going to take their first time out of the half. It's fourth down, and they're going to try to go for it. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Slings it. So the play of the day, fourth and ball game, and the defense comes up with the stop of the day and what will be the win. A missed field goal was the result of the last drive. We'll have to see if they can come through with something this possession.
Anytime you have a shot at putting points on the board and you don't get it, you get a little frustrated. But this offense is very capable of scoring at any time.
Makes it 2nd and 6.
From their own 16-yard line. Second down. And down he goes around the 16-yard line. This one's all but wrapped up with the final score, 38-17, Nittany Lions. That's it for this presentation of NCAA Football 14. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brad Nessler saying thanks, and we'll see you soon.
Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. NC State's been hitting on all cylinders the last few games. They've ripped off a string of W's, trying to extend that streak. But the key is keeping Big Mo on your side. That does it for us here on the NCAA College Football pregame show. Enjoy the game. We'll see you at the half.
At Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina, the teams take the field. Before we head down to the field for the coin toss, we'd like to remind you this game is brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Wake Forest is getting fired up down there as they get ready to boot this opening kickoff. He'll take it from the 2. Gets out to about the 21. So here comes the offense taking the field for the first time today. Throws in the middle. Tackle made at the 29. It's second down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks. Throws it out there.
Great touch by the quarterback. Throwing that one right into his hands. That takes some skill.
Gets to about the 41-yard line. NC State's got a guy that statistically is leading the conference right now, and he has got the attention of everybody in the country, including the coordinator. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 41. Down around the 43-yard line.
He wasn't decisive at all on that option, and once he kept it himself, there was no place to go.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down, 4 down. My 5, my 5, my 5.
And he throws it away. 3rd down now, and they need to get it down to the 31.
Mike 5, Mike 5.
Throws complete. He's hit right away. Thomas gains 4 yards on that reception. At the 34. There's a missed opportunity by the offense. Now the offense gets ready to take their first crack at it. right around the 46-yard line.
Well, that's the beauty of running play action against zone coverage. In man, the defender has his eyes on the guys covering. But in zone, the defender's looking right at the quarterback. That's why that play action worked so well for a first down. They weren't sure if it was a run or a pass.
From the 46-yard line, it's first down. And that one's incomplete.
I mean, he has his wide receiver wide open. You spend all those hours during the week to be able to get prepped and ready to go. You got an open man like this, just step and deliver and make the throw.
On the throw, incomplete pass. And they'll look to convert here on another third down. Pass complete and taken down immediately. He's got a chance to put the defense in great position. They can pin their ears back and come after the quarterback. This one will go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20. And so far, it's been totally even. In close games like this, every possession is likely to matter.
Give the defense all the credit here. They had that one snuffed out from the start. It could have been an even bigger loss.
Second and 11 coming up now. Ball on the 19. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. Gets it out quickly. That's a great tackle at the 27.
Gain of 2 on the play. That brings up 4th and 3.
McDonough is waiting for the snap. He makes it out to maybe the 49-yard line. Every drive's important in a tie game. I look for both sides to come out with some urgency. Quick throw, incomplete, ball to his receiver. From the 49-yard line, second down. Good outside run there. Hartman gains around 6 yards on the option play right there.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Stood tall there.
Well, the defense did what they had to do to get 3 and out and now get the offense back on the field.
And they could really put their opponent in bad field position with a good punt here. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. You talk about our meetings this week with the defensive coordinators, Kirk, and this is what they were hoping for, that they can control the line of scrimmage.
These players must have been listening pretty intently because that's exactly what we've seen. These defenses have come out. They've controlled things early, trying to just set the tone. It's really going to be up to both of these offenses to try to make some adjustments and try to be able to come after them in some way.
Here's the pass. Broken up.
That was a nice play. Anything you can do without being penalized to prevent the offense from moving forward is always a plus.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on their own 20. And he's taken down around the 19-yard line.
Never really had a shot. They were on him almost as soon as he took the handoff.
Man left, man left. Four down. Mike five. Mike five.
There's a strike complete. And he's tackled at the 24.
Number 2 brings him down at the 24-yard line. 4th down.
McDonough is the punter. Got to give some applause to the defense. They really came out playing strong.
Well, you know better than me, Brad. This college football game is about emotion. And to be able to play great defense in the college game, you got to come out and play with your hair on fire. We've seen that from both of these defenses so far.
I don't think either team has a clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation. He's gobbled up in the backfield.
The D-line did a good job of nullifying out the blocks up front, and that allowed the linebacker to roam free and make the tackle in the backfield.
It's 2nd and 11. Ball on the 45-yard line. Quick strike to the receiver. He might have a chance. And a huge touchdown play. Wow, an almost impossible pass to defend, and it goes for 6.
Yep, the defense would have needed 12 guys on the field that time.
And he converts the extra point. Let's get the latest now from Reese Davis.
Keeping an eye on what's going on in Huntington. This game was so tight, every play seemed to be of the utmost importance. The Roadrunners take it by 5. In another game, the Cougars were ranked number 17. Another W, and they hope another move up in the polls. This was a tight one to the very end. The Cougars prevail by 7.
All right, thanks, Reese. Back to the live action here. Wake Forest is lining up to kick this one off. Gathered in at the 6. He's out to the 30. He's taken down to the 35-yard line. Demon Deacons on this are smothering the opposition so far today. What's this offense got to do to get off the schneid?
Well, we've talked to offensive coordinators about that, and they'll say we've got to find our go-to guy. Who are our players that we know we can count on, and what are the plays that we typically feel the most confident about? That's usually where the offenses tend to go when they're getting shut down like this.
And they make the stop at the 33.
You keep gaining negative yards, and you put yourself in a position of having to make bigger and bigger plays. Puts a lot of pressure on that quarterback.
From their own 33-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Mike five. Mike five. Mike five.
He's tackled at the 32.
That brings up 3rd and 12.
Mike five. Mike five.
Dumps it complete over the middle. He's taken down to the 38-yard line.
Reception. Jones into tackle at the 38.
Well, Kirk, we saw this kid head to the locker room a little bit earlier with that injury. Now we see these back on the sideline. That's good news. Looks like he should be able to get back in the action. He's out to the 30. Tackle to the 37-yard line. Wake Forest, a team that was supposed to roll over and play dead in this football game, and they're not doing that.
I think what we've seen so far is some good execution, but just more of an attitude. They have shown up to play in this game with a confidence and a belief in one another that they're going to pull off an upset.
Wake Forest is up the score. He makes it out to maybe the 39-yard line. From their own 39-yard line. 2nd down. Fires out to his receiver. He's at midfield, and down he goes around the 46-yard line. What a throw for a big gain.
That is a great example of the quarterback seeing the whole field and finding the guy who had the best chance of making a catch.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 46. And here's a quick throw. He's got his receiver with nobody around him. He's all the way. Touchdown.
This guy just continues to impress me. Every time I watch this team play, he seems to come up with big plays.
That receiver was so wide open. As a quarterback, you just don't want to blow it. That's like having a wide open layup with nobody behind you, and you go up and you miss a layup. You don't want that to happen to you as a quarterback. So the quarterback did a nice job of staying in rhythm, making the easy throw and the touchdown for this wide receiver.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. A short three-play, 64-yard drive, and they put up 7 points. The score now, 14-0. Allen from the 5. He makes it out to maybe the 23-yard line. Wake Forest looking awfully impressive right now in defense, but we are in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is about as dominant a first quarter that we have seen in a long time. But let's see if they can continue to play this well throughout the rest of the ballgame.
The defense really stepped up to force that 3-and-out on the last drive.
They've been beaten soundly on both sides of the ball, and we haven't even gotten to the second quarter.
That close to being intercepted. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 23. Makes it to the 34.
Super effort by the tailback to pick up a nice gain in a first down. He's really a good-looking ball carrier.
Tackled after decent pickup.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Ball on the 38-yard line. They'll drop him for a loss.
Loss of 4 yards on the play. That brings us 3rd and 10.
Very interesting first quarter. 14-0, Demon Deacon. And we welcome you back to the action here. Just about set to start the second quarter.
High five. I'm scared.
Under pressure, and they got it.
Boy, this defense is doing a great job of bringing pressure. That time they brought a blitz and allowed the defensive line to break loose and get to the quarterback.
The sack makes this a 4th and very long. McDonough awaits the snap. He's got the corner. Brought down at the 48. It was a pretty one-sided first quarter, but I wouldn't be surprised if things changed in a big way before halftime. Tackle made at the 49-yard line. From the 49-yard line, it's 2nd down. They'll work the left side. Down at the 49. tackle right around the 6-yard line.
That makes it first and goal.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line. And they'll bring him down behind the line.
The way the safety was playing up toward the line of scrimmage shows you what they think of the offensive passing game. Not a lot of respect for it.
From the 12-yard line, it's third down. And he tackles him hard at the 20-yard line.
That brings us fourth and goal.
It's up. He clanks it off the upright. No good. You think about the challenges these two teams are facing. On one side, you've got to find a way to keep building on your lead, and on the other side, you've got to find a way to get back in it. He takes it right side for a good game. It's 2nd and 5 here. Ball on the 25. Pitch out, got the corner. They'll bring him down around the 34-yard line.
This is one of their special plays they like to call to keep the defense off balance. When you can get first downs in unconventional ways, you have the edge over your opponent.
To him, and he gets nothing this time around.
I don't think the play developed the way it was supposed to, and the net result is a loss.
Second down and 11 yards to the sticks. Ball on the 33. And they get nice yardage on that run. Quarterback in the gun with 5 receivers. Throws quickly, it's almost intercepted.
Jones the intended receiver on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 5.
McDonough to punt. Tackle made at the 31-yard line. Hartman's reputation really precedes him when you talk about how he can lead a team, but when you see him in person, you really feel it, Kurt.
It's a completely different feel when you watch him in person. It has a lot to do with the intangibles that he brings to the table. I mean, there's examples here in this first half where he's been able to help his team not just being able to throw the football or make good decisions, but just helping guys get back into the huddle, kind of patting guys on the back, trying to get this offense to believe in themselves, and almost just willing this team to a victory. And so far, he's done all those things.
So it's second down, and they're only about a foot away from picking up the first down. Makes the catch, and look out. Knocked out of bounds around the 43-yard line.
First down.
him again, complete, and he's taken down around the 30-yard line. From the 30-yard line, first down. And he's tackled after positive yardage.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Hands off to the left, and they wrestle him down behind the line. Third down, and they need to get it down to the 20. Stays in bounds to make a nice catch.
That makes it 1st and 10.
First and 10. Ball on the 11-yard line. They've been stopped short down here the last 2 trips. They'll get him for a loss.
Good job by the defense to overpower the offensive line and drop the back for a loss.
Here's the 8th play of the series. Tries to scramble, but he's sacked. And now they're faced with another 3rd and long as they try to convert and move those chains again. Brought down after a nice run up the middle. Kicks up. And they tack on 3 points. Dennis gets set to kick this one away. He'll return it from the 6. And he's taken down at the 27. Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being. And they got him for a loss.
You know, these backwards plays can have a psychological impact. It can damage a team's confidence if it keeps happening.
It's 2nd and 13. Ball on their own 24. And he's tackled at the 24.
If this offense keeps running at this guy, they're going to have to rethink some of their play calling.
Demon Deacons on this, taking their first time out of the half. Zips it to the back, and they make the stop at the 33-yard line. 3 and out.
Yeah, the defense did a great job of winning that series.
Wake Forest going to have to use their 2nd time out of the half. McDonough is the punter. And he can't hang on to the ball. They'll bring him down at the 44-yard line. It's still only the 2nd quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I've got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout. Now he's scrambling. He's tackled right around the 46-yard line.
first down.
He's going to try and scramble. Good open field tackle.
That's good for the 7 yards. That'll bring up second and 3.
This quarterback is tough as nails. Brad, he's going to sit in that pocket and give himself a chance. The only problem is, at some point, you've got to have a feel. Almost that sixth sense on when to get out of there and avoid the pressure, or just to throw the ball before you get hit.
And he's immediately tackled.
Power of the tackle at the 34-yard line. First down.
Got it. And he goes down quickly.
Smith makes the tackle at the 27-yard line. That'll bring up second and 3.
Fires across the middle. He's taken down at the 20. 7-yard gain, and that'll be a first down.
Nice protection, a good pass, and even a better catch. You can't ask for much more than that.
It was a great read by the quarterback there to take the snap and throw it quickly to get the first.
Great job by the defense at getting after that quarterback. And right now, I think they've got him with some happy feet. He appears to be a bit rattled.
It's second and 10. Ball on the 20. And they got to him before he could get back to the line. He guns it to the left. Nice catch, first down, and he's knocked out.
That makes it first and goal.
Here's play number 10 on the drive. And they get him in the backfield for a loss.
Loss of 4 yards on the play. That brings him second and goal.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback set and throw, he'll kill you all game. But they got excellent pressure on that play.
The field goal unit's out on the field, and they're going to try to get these guys 3 points before halftime. Kicks away, and he got it. Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese.
Ralphie has led the Buffs onto the field in Boulder. The Buffaloes have the perfect connection and a touchdown. The Buffaloes lead 10-7. Meanwhile, wait till you see the action in Atlanta. And for Miami, we might have an upset percolating in this one. The Yellow Jackets lead 17-13.
I don't expect that score is going to hold, but boy, that would be an upset. Wake Forest ready to kick this one off. Gray from the 2. He makes it out to maybe the 20-yard line. We've reached halftime, and I don't think too many people were expecting this. Wake Forest is in front by 20.
Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis, David Pollack here in the studio as always to lend a little perspective to what just went down in the first 30 minutes. So far, so good for both offenses in terms of taking care of the football, but now the defenses are ramping up the sense of urgency in terms of trying to get the ball back for their offense.
Absolutely. You got to find Reese. These ball hawks on defense, they need to find the football. They need to make some big plays, create some turnovers. How about using that hit stick a little bit? How about knocking somebody silly and making them drop the football? I mean, defense's #1 priority is trying to turn the football over, try to make a big explosive play for your offense so they can do more damage and they can take the ball down the field. So those ball hawks need to show themselves in the second half.
That's going to do it for David and me here in the studio. Time to get you back to the game. Brad and Kirk ready to take you home in the second half.
All right, Reese and David, thanks, guys. Second half action just about ready to start here. He's to the 20. He makes it out maybe to the 26-yard line. The quarterback leads the offense back out onto the field as we get set to resume play. He was tackled immediately. Loss of 2.
They really just didn't have any room to work on that play. The defense just suffocated them there.
From their own 24-yard line. Second down. Halfback's got it on the quick throw. And down he goes at the 32-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That'll make it 35.
Roger. Mike one.
It's a fumble. And they fall on the loose ball. Wow, very close to turning it over, but they'll keep possession of the football.
Way to play heads up out there. That's just one more reason to play to the whistle.
Fourth and long here after the sack. Mora is waiting for the snap. And he's tackled at the 47. Hartman's kept his cool after a bad first half, Kirk, and they're right in this thing.
You know, even when his team was down, he just never seemed to panic. He was cool in the huddle. He got his teammates on the same page and has really just taken command of this offense. I think he's been unbelievable, and his talent, I think, is through the roof. But I think it's his mental toughness is what really puts him into a category all by himself.
Yards on the play. That brings up second and 13.
From the 50, it's second down.
Mike five.
And he throws it away.
Watch the run.
Takes the ball inside. Tackled for a loss.
Just a good showing on all 3 downs by the defense. That should fire them up.
McDonough awaits the snap. Tries to get around the corner. Tackled at the 20-yard line.
Not great, but not bad either. As long as your main priorities are not turning the ball over and establishing solid field position, then you're headed in the right direction.
Fires out to his wide.
This receiving corps runs some great routes, and that last play was an example of that. As a defender, it can be tough to match up sometimes.
From their own 35-yard line. First down. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. Ellison gets 6 yards on the play.
That'll make it second and 4.
Here's the pitch, and now the ball is free. Defense says they've got it, and they do. And that's exactly what this defense was looking for.
Yeah, that fumble gives these guys some added life. Now let's see if they can capitalize off of it.
They were forced to punt the ball away the last time they had it. They'll be looking for a little more out of their offense on this possession.
If they're going to make a comeback in this game, it's going to have to start now. This offense has to get rolling.
Got the corner. Gains his way to the 16-yard line. We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 16-yard line. He's on the run. The 10. Tackle around the 8-yard line. He gets rid of this one. They need about 3 yards to get the 1st down here on 3rd down. He did not get to the 1st down marker. The kick is up, and it sails through the uprights. They line up to kick this one away. He'll take it from the 2. He's to the 20. He's taken down to the 26-yard line. So can the defense match their effort from the last drive with another takeaway?
Anytime you give the ball away, it's a disappointment. So these guys want to show that they can hang on to it.
And they hit him in the backfield. The halfback loses about 1 on the option.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down, 10 to go. Ball on the 25. They'll bring him down at the 25. Maybe a yard on the run by the tailback.
Great play by the senior linebacker to step up in traffic and make that tackle.
Fires quick, tipped. Well, the defense gets all there.
Well, the defense did what they had to do to get 3 and out, and now put the offense back on the field.
Thomas back deep to return. And he has it on the corner. He's pushed out of bounds around the 48-yard line. There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. And he's taken down around the 40-yard line. It's 2nd down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks. Dumps it out left to the running back. Tackle made at the 40-yard line.
That'll make it 3rd and 1.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
4 down, 4 down. Like 5. Like 5.
They'll give it off here. Brought down around the 38-yard line. He makes his way to about the 28.
That'll make it 2nd and inches.
So it's 2nd down, and they're only about a foot away from picking up the 1st down. He's at the 20. Big play, and it's 1st and goal. from the 3. He's to the 20. Across the 30. The 50. And they finally tackle him at the 40. They're set to go for another round. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield.
Defensive coordinator has a lot of confidence in his pass defense because he's releasing a safety to stop the run.
It's second down, 12 to go. Ball on the 42-yard line. Nice run to the left there.
Gain of 6 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Goes right, picked off. He has some room.
Just when it looked like this offense might be able to put this game out of reach, you turn the football over with an interception, boy, this could come back in a big way to bite you.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 12-yard line. Grabs a pitch, looking for the corner. Tackle outside after a nice pickup. So it's second down and about 2 yards to go. But nothing going there.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Go down. Check 3.
They got to him, and he did not get the first down.
That's a gain. 4th down.
It's 4th down. This one should be makeable. And they can make this a one-possession game with this kick right here. It's up, and the field goal is good. As his kick team lined up, and he is set to kick this one off. Williams fields it at the 2. He's to the 20, and he makes it out to about the 24-yard line. Wake Forest offense was rolling along earlier, and now they have gone ice cold in the 3rd quarter.
Brad, they almost look like a different team. It's like they've come out of the locker room a little bit flat here in the second half. We'll see if they can have something happen, something to spark them, maybe get their mojo going before they end up losing this ball game.
Laterals back. Gets out to around the 32.
That's a gain. That makes it 2nd and 2.
It's second down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks. Wake Forest is up 7. And he's tackled at the 35.
Call it a gain of 3 yards. First down.
That's 3 down and 1 to go. Wake Forest's lead is a touchdown. Back in this very pivotal 4th quarter.
Hey, let's go. Mike
Nice run, and he's brought down.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
from their own 40-yard line. It's second down. Looks like someone got a head start on the line.
False start. Offense.
Once you're set, you've got to stay that way. The slightest flinch is going to be enough to draw the flag.
They'll bring him down for a loss on the play. Third down and 13. Ball on the 33. Handoff inside. He's taken down at about the 33-yard line. Seems as though they didn't want to risk stopping the clock on an incompletion, so they kept it on the ground. Fourth down now.
And this is when you have to overpower the defense to keep moving the ball. That time, they didn't succeed.
Mora is the punter. Gets to about the 37-yard line. This is a pretty crucial series right here, with things being so tight. Your best players have to step it up on both sides of the ball. Tackled after a decent pickup. Second and 5 coming up here. Ball on the 41-yard line. Houston will run it again. Gets to about the 41-yard line. Pulls it in and gets out of bounds. From their own 48-yard line. First down. Caught with room to work. He's tackled at about the 45. Nice run up the middle. From the 39-yard line, it's first down. Nice run there. Houston picks up about 4 yards on the play.
That makes it second and 6.
Catches it, and he's immediately tackled behind the line. And they'll lose a yard there.
Really, they just had nowhere to go after the catch.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. So an empty backfield with 5 wide receivers. And it's caught. And down he goes at about the 25-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 25-yard line. And they make the stop around the 16-yard line.
What impresses me so much is the guy's vision. He read the coverage perfectly to find his man for good yardage.
Here's play number 10 on the drive. He makes it to the 15-yard line. From the 15-yard line, first down. Up the middle for a nice gain. This is the 12th play of this drive. picked him up before he could get anything going.
Yeah, there was nothing there on that option.
They've looked good so far on third down in this drive. Let's see what happens here. Huge play, and it's going to be first and goal. And here's the 14th play of the drive. At the 1-yard line, and the halfback carries for a pickup of 3.
Good job by the junior linebacker to read the run and limit the play to a short gain.
From the 1-yard line, second down, and the goal line defense digging in here. They'll bring him down around the 1-yard line.
That makes it 30 goal.
And this is the 16th play of the drive. Bring him down behind the line.
The defense just met the blockers head on and drove them back straight into the runner.
That brings us 4th and goal.
So the offense is going for it. It's 4th down, and we're on the 2-yard line.
Mike 5, Mike 5. Go.
End zone picked off. He steps up and makes a big turnover.
Yeah, he just made a huge play right there. He knew what was coming all along.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 20. Wake Forest is up by a touchdown. Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
That's good for a gain of 5 yards. That brings him 2nd and 5.
He makes it to the 28-yard line. It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks. Makes it out to about the 36.
Each time you run an option, a big play is possible. This time they came up big on 3rd down.
From their own 36-yard line. 1st down. Ellison on the right side. He's gobbled up in the backfield. NC State's going to have to use their 2nd time out of the half. And they'll get him in the backfield.
Think about the speed and instincts it takes for a linebacker to get from his position into the backfield to make a play like that. That's well done.
And once again, they'll come to the line, try to convert on 3rd down.
Well, the defense has to be very frustrated there. They did everything. They got to the quarterback. In fact, it looked like they had a chance to bring him down for the sack, but somehow he's able to throw the ball away.
Thomas is back awaiting the punt. Thomas takes it to 28. NC State's ranking, that doesn't mean anything right now.
They've not played up to their expectations at all, but they have the football here late in the game. They're very fortunate to still have a chance to maybe win it because they've not looked like themselves.
You know the offense will be looking to do better this time out.
I look for the offense to come out with the same game plan as before. You don't make changes after one play.
Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down. Just over a minute in the 4th quarter.
offensive line did not do a good job protecting him. They're very fortunate that ball wasn't intercepted.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide. And he just gets rid of it.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback set and throw, he'll kill you all game. But they got excellent pressure on that play.
It's 3rd and long, and at this stage of this game, they probably have to go to the air. Throws to the receiver, incomplete.
That'll make it 4th and 10.
Just an unbelievable stop where they had to have it on 4th down, and that should be the football game. They don't pick up the 1st down, and the ball will change hands. You know this is a real crucial time in the game. It could still go either way. We should just see the quarterback take a knee right here, winding down the rest of this clock. The offense lining up in a victory formation, and he takes a knee. 2nd and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 45-yard line. Down around the 47-yard line. And so that's going to do it. Our final score in this one, 2013, Demon Deacon. So what are your final thoughts on this one, Kurt?
You got to be really impressed with how much heart they showed in this victory. It's not a stretch to say they were outmanned, and the job they had to do to get this win was tough, but they pulled it off. Wake Forest should have been happy just to keep this game close if you'd asked most people before the game. But how about this? They play a super game all around and show a ton of poise to pull off the upset.
For EA Sports and Kirk Herbstreit, this is Brad Nessler saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Glad to have you with us in the studio. I'm Reese Davis, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. As the players get in that final stretch, just about set to kick it off with some Big 12 action. That's going to do it for us here on the pregame show. NCAA Football 14 action coming at you right now. Brad Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit.
The site for this one, Seattle, Washington, and Husky Stadium. And now let's head down to the coin toss. It is brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything. We'll see how this game plays out as they get ready for the opening kickoff. Jackson takes it from the 6. And he's tackled at the 39-yard line. The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game. And he's level at the 39. Their own 39-yard line. It's second down. Swings it out there incomplete.
This is a well-designed play by the offensive coordinator. Everything really seemed to be working just fine, except for the quarterback. He's got to throw a better football.
Complete, right down, nothing doing. I'd say that went about as well as the defense hoped it would.
They did a pretty good job of not letting the offense get much going on that possession.
Ryan is waiting for the snap. He's tackled at the 28-yard line. The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive. He threw that to a guy who was well covered, and it almost got intercepted.
Yeah, he's very lucky. That ball was only tipped.
From their own 28-yard line. Second down. He's into the open field. And he tackles him hard at the 42-yard line. And they were lucky that one didn't go for more.
They looked like they've never defended the option before. The tailback had a ton of running room there.
Runs it right. Nice pickup.
That's a deep ball. That makes it 2nd and 6.
It's second down. 6 yards to go. Ball on the 46. Fires out quickly to the tailback. And he's tackled at the 47. Richardson picks up about 7 on the play, and the completion is also good for a first down.
And how about the poise of this quarterback to locate his receiver, pass the sticks, and get him the ball? That was a great throw.
He's taken down around the 50-yard line.
He wasn't decisive at all on that option. Once he kept it himself, there was no place to go.
From midfield. Second down. And he throws right away. That's incomplete.
You know, Brad, this is one of those plays where the quarterback just wants to apologize to the wide receiver and maybe every other member of this offense. Wide receiver is smart to come up to that quarterback, tell him to forget about it. Let's move on to the next play.
Quick throw, and he is drilled at the 42. Let's see if he aims for the sideline and tries to get this thing down deep in their own territory. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. I don't think either team has a clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation. He's tackled at the 19-yard line.
These guys have the capability to gain solid, consistent yardage. They have to regroup, come out a bit more motivated next time.
Second down and 11 yards to the sticks. Ball on their own 19. The halfback picks up a yard. Zips it to the back. Tackle made at the 23-yard line.
Number 98 brings him down at the 23-yard line. That brings us 4th and 7.
Ryan to punt. And he has it on the corner. He's knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. The Huskies really took care of business on defense that first time out, Herbert.
One of the great traditions of college football is this defense and the way they play with such passion and enthusiasm in this environment. We're seeing that again today.
Every drive's important in a tie game. I look for both sides to come out with some urgency. Makes it out to about the 39.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2.
It's second down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks. And he's hit immediately. Gray picks him up around 7 yards with that catch.
Nice protection, a good pass, and even a better catch. You can't ask for much more than that.
And I think it was the quick throw by the quarterback that fouled up the defense on that one. Brought down after a nice run up the middle.
That brings him 2nd and 5.
From the 27-yard line, it's second down. Makes it to the 14. What a run.
Here they give it to the tailback and a little misdirection play. And you can see the athleticism and the ability to make guys miss. Nice play.
Fires out to his wideout. And they make the stop around the 11-yard line. From the 11-yard line. Second down. Shot, the defender tips it away. Throws a laser across the middle. They'll bring him down at the 5. And it's the offense that takes the field on 4th down. Touchdown, Cowboys.
That's what makes this offense so tough to defend. When you have a quarterback with the ability to run and throw, and he gets down into this area of the field, chances are he's going to find his way into the end zone.
And he adds the extra point. And 8-play, 47-yard drive. And a touchdown to result.
Brad, I thought the offense did a really nice job of mixing up the play calling on that drive. Put the defense just on its heels most of the drive because of the versatility of the offense.
So the score now, 7-0. Makes it to the 22-yard line. The Cowboys have found a way to shut this offense down, but hey, it's still early in the football game.
Yeah, give them a lot of credit for the way they've played up to this point. But just based on watching these teams and preparing for this game, I'll be surprised to see this offense eventually find itself and start to execute much better.
He wants it all. He almost had it, but it's incomplete.
Number 16, intended receiver.
From their own 22-yard line. It's second down.
My gate. Set. 10-19. 10-19.
Makes the catch and gets out of bounds.
Part of any quarterback's arsenal should be the ability to sell the run with a good fake. He does a really good job here on the fake, and then they pick up some nice yards.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on their own 45. They'll drop him for a loss.
You know, these backwards plays can have a psychological impact. It can damage a team's confidence if it keeps happening.
Hand off to the left. And they'll bring him down behind the line.
That brings up 3rd and 12.
Third down now, and they need to get it inside the 45. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Quick strike to the receiver. Tackle at the 48-yard line.
That brings us 4th and 3.
Roll too much leg into that punt. They'll bring it out to the 20. And offense is back on the field after running the ball very well on their last drive.
This offensive line really opened up some big gaps for the running back last time.
Takes it right. He can't get back to the line. From their own 19-yard line. Second down. Oklahoma State up 7 points. On the ground, he won't get back to the line.
Good job here defensively forcing this incomplete pass.
Doesn't look like he's going to have much time to get rid of this punt. Oklahoma State's got people flying all over the field on defense right now.
Boy, they sure do. Right now, we're just seeing great defensive effort. They have a plan. They understand it. They're playing with great speed, and they're not giving up big plays. That's why they're playing well up to this point.
And while they are behind, they know they can knot things up in a heartbeat. It's way too early to change the game plan. He's going to try and scramble. He's pushed out of bounds at the 31-yard line. First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 31. 18-yard line. First down. Back to him, and he gets nothing this time around.
No gain. That'll bring up second and 11.
And a great ball game so far as we reach the end of one. 7-0, Oklahoma State. And we welcome you back to the action here. Just about set to start the second quarter.
Mike 8. Mike 8. Down. Hey.
Inside the 10. He steps out at the 3.
Great job here converting and keeping this defense on the field. They're getting very tired.
First and goal, and if they can execute, we'll be all tied up. All the big boys are on the field now. Both teams have their big sets out there. He's got the corner. Touchdown, Huskies. Nice run and a score by the halfback.
And a nice call by the coach there. Just give it to your main man anytime you're near the goal line.
The extra point to tie this game up. He splits the uprights for the extra point. Reese Davis joins us in the studio with this update. Reese?
Let's take a look at some scores from around the country. The Trojans relentless with their rushing attack, and they score a touchdown. The Trojans lead 10-7.
All right, thanks, Reese. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. Green from the 6. And he's taken down at the 27-yard line. You always want to go in the locker room with momentum, so as we get closer to halftime, I think we'll see more and more attempts to create big plays. Here's the halfback on the screen. And they push him out at about the 31. From their own 31-yard line. Second down. Taken down around the 30-yard line. And he's level at the 34-yard line. Certainly they don't have a return on here. He's to the 40. And he's tackled at the 43-yard line. This is the point in the game where you don't want to make any mistakes that give the other guys a reason to feel more confident going into halftime. Empty backfield, quarterback in the gun, 5 wide receivers. Throws complete. He's got room to work. He's out of bounds around the 47-yard line. Second and 5. Ball on their own 47. And they get nice yardage on that run. So he picked up a few on that run.
Yeah, he did a nice job of using his blockers on that run. Really a nice read.
Tackles around the 40-yard line. Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
Blue 19. Blue 19.
Slings it out there incomplete. sets up. They're stopped 2 yards behind the line.
Really, they just had nowhere to go after the catch.
Tackled after a decent pickup. A little laundry on the field, and we'll find out whose it is.
Holding. Offense.
Well, holding is that obvious. The official most definitely is going to bust him.
Second down and a ways to go because of the penalty. They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers. Now he's scrambling. Sheds a tackle. He's wrapped up for the sack.
That'll bring up 3rd and long.
And this play is number 8 on the drive. They come out in a 5-wide set. Quick out to his receiver. He's brought down in the open field.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. That makes it 4th and long.
This punt goes over the goal line, and this will be a touchback. You always want to go in the locker room with momentum, so as we get closer to halftime, I think we'll see more and more attempts to create big plays. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. He's tackled at the 18-yard line. That looked like a designed run, and they're going to lose about 2 on the play. From their own 18-yard line, it's second down. The halfback with the carry. And they'll get him in the backfield.
I love to see this play. These quarterbacks have the toughest job in college football. And that's to cover some of the fastest players on the field and receivers. And for a corner, willing to come up, get off of his block, and make a play to disrupt the run, that's as good as it gets if you're a defensive coordinator.
Strike to his receiver, no good. A little too much juice on that one.
This quarterback sometimes gets a little bit too excited back there and tries to put too much on it. He's got to relax and just make a good play.
Jackson, the return man. Jackson fields at the 42. Tackle made at the 44-yard line. This is the point in the game where you don't want to make any mistakes that give the other guys a reason to feel more confident going into halftime. Gets it out quickly. He's taken down at the 38. They're about 4 yards away here on second down. They give to the tailback. Nice run there as they work the outside. And he's sacked.
Well, that time the big fella got home and came up with a sack, but credit the call by the defensive coordinator there with the blitz. The offensive linemen were occupied with those linebackers, and it freed up the defensive linemen to make that sack.
So the sack makes this a second and long.
Mike 8. Mike 8. Down.
Brought down around the 39-yard line. They come out in an empty backfield. And here's a quick throw. Big catch there as they knock it out of bounds. receiver.
We talk all the time about the emotions of college football. This play was definitely an emotionally charged play. What a way for the wideout to make a statement in this game.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line. And they make the stop around the 4-yard line. Play action. He gets rid of this one.
You know, when you feel pressure like that, the worst thing you want to do is just to throw the ball into coverage. He got away with one right there. He's very fortunate. Next time, he should just throw it away out of bounds.
Defense and their short yardage package. Touchdown, Washington. So the halfback took it in for 6.
Simple play call there by the offensive coordinator. Just give it to the back and let him find his way into the end zone.
And he hits the PAT. An 8-play, 44-yard drive. And they put up 7 points.
Brad, I think that was a textbook drive. I thought they did a really good job of throwing balance, mixing the play calling with the run and the pass. Just an overall well-executed touchdown drive.
The score now, 14-7. He makes it out maybe to the 26-yard line. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions. 5 wide. Just throws this one away. So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 26. He scrambled. And they get the sack.
Well, this defensive end has tremendous athletic ability. You could see it there on that sack. But also, let's not forget that I think the blitz freed up the DN that time. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication up front. But nonetheless, his speed was able to close in and get to that quarterback.
3rd down at 15. Ball on the 21. And they bring him down for a sack on the play. Defense really fired up.
This guy's got to show some senior leadership out there and regroup his offensive linemen. They're getting outplayed right now.
Jackson is back deep to return. Jackson takes it at the 45. He makes it out to maybe the 39-yard line. I'm sure that touchdown in their last possession's given them some confidence, but let's see if that carries them back down the field.
This offensive coordinator's got to be feeling so good about the execution that he's seeing from his quarterback and his wide receiver. Because, again, they put so much time into trying to put a plan together. And to be able to see that actually come into play makes you feel pretty good as a play caller.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 39. Washington is up a score. He's scrambling. Slides down to the ground. 3 yards there on the quarterback keeper. They'll bring him down around the 35-yard line. They'll line it up for a very long field goal attempt. Washington can make this a 2-possession game with this field goal. The kick is up. No good. He hooked it left.
Well, sometimes when you see a kick like that, the kicker is trying to compensate for a factor, maybe like the wind, and he thinks he can hook it back in. Didn't happen that time.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just one or two plays. Rose left, the running back's got it. Tackles the 39-yard line. Richardson gains about 4 yards there. The Cowboys taking their first time out of the half. From their own 39-yard line, it's second down. Quick throw out to the receiver, and down he goes around the 43-yard line. The defense provided good pressure on the play, but they just weren't able to get to the quarterback that time.
You know, little passes like this force the defense to start to come up. Then you can see an offense take their chances downfield later to take advantage of the defense starting to cheat up.
Quick throw, tackle made around the 44-yard line. Washington's going to take their first time out of the half. Jackson back to return it. He puts it away, and it's a great kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions. Washington up 7 points. And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
That brings him second and 5.
We've played a half. The Huskies lead 14-7.
Glad to have you with us in the studio for the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis and David Pollack here, completely locked in on that first half. One thing has been apparent in this first half that we just saw. Both defensive coordinators a step ahead of their counterparts on offense. They've had the answer for every formation, every shift, every movement, every motion that they've tried to come up with. So, to try to break free and get something moving on offense, might it be time to show a little trickeration?
A little trickeration never hurt nobody. I mean, it's something that if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. And you got to find a way to do something a little bit different because it wasn't working. Let's find some new plays in that book. Let's run a little bit of option. Let's run some reverse. Let's run some double passes. How about we bring a blitz with everybody? Just don't even cover anybody. Just bring everybody. Bring the house. You know, try to do something a little bit out of the ordinary. Try to get a spark going for your ball club.
Looking forward to seeing this second half. I think there's certainly a want for victory.
A want and a need for victory. Some teams need this victory, Reese Davis.
Want, need, got to go get it either way. Brad and Kirk are there to deliver.
All right, Reese and David, thanks, guys. Second half action just about ready to start here. He's to the 20. Brought down to the 31-yard line. The Huskies continue to get it done on the defensive side of the football, Kirk.
Yeah, they've done a good job of building this lead and almost determined here to protect it. Let's see if they can hold on here for the rest of the way.
This deficit can be easily overcome, sure. But they have to be thinking if they don't get something going on this series, the burden is going to be felt by their defense. Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
That'll bring up second and 3.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on second down. Quick strike to the receiver. Good open field tackle.
That makes it first and 10.
Fires out quickly to the tailback, and he's taken down at the 46-yard line. Second and 8. Ball on their own 46. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield. From the 45-yard line, first down. Up the middle for a nice gain.
Gain of 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Makes it out to about the 30.
Gain of 9 on the play. First down.
Here's the 8th play of the series. 5 guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the shotgun. Completes it, but he can't shake the defense.
Gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down. Backup quarterback into the game now to call the signals. And he's tackled right around the 18-yard line.
That's a gain of 5 on the play.
Here's play number 10 on the drive. The Cowboys' quarterback taken off earlier. Down on the sideline right now. Doesn't look like he's in that much pain, and I would bet that we'll see him back in the game before the day's over. He gets out to about the 15-yard line. From the 15-yard line, second down. He's going to try and scramble. And they got him.
Man, these guys can be aggressive. When you stand back there and take hits like that, you're definitely going to feel it the next day.
And this is the 12th play of the drive. Looks middle, got his back. They'll knock him down for a loss. And they'll lose a yard there.
Pretty good stand there. They weren't fooled at all by the offensive play call.
So the field goal unit is on the field. They'll try for 3 points. He gets it up, and he's got it. Reese Davis is standing by with this update. Reese?
Let's take a peek at what's going on in Troy. And for Troy, they've won 2 straight. Troy gets the W, 17-14.
We're at 14-10 in this one, Reese. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. Jackson fields it at the 2.
Jackson's in the return. Pickoff return, 23 yards.
So they're just about set to get the game going again. Washington is up by 4. Play fake and looking to run. They'll make the sack.
I think that one's on the offensive line. They've got to do a better job of holding their blocks, or else this quarterback's going to be pulling turf out of his face mask all game.
From their own 25-yard line. Second down. Setting up the play action. And they got him. Another sack.
If they keep putting pressure on him like this, he might start to look to get rid of the ball quicker, which could very possibly lead to turnovers.
From their own 23-yard line, it's third down. And he'll be sacked again.
Brad, not only did they give up a sack here, but their quarterback just got hit and hit hard. If I'm an offensive coordinator, or especially an offensive line coach, I'm getting a hold of my offensive line, making sure these guys are on the same page, and they've got to take more pride in taking care of their quarterback than that play right there.
The sack makes this a 4th and very long. Ryan is the punter. He's out of bounds at the 50-yard line. There's still plenty of time to keep running their offense as usual here. I don't think they need to feel any anxiety about trailing. And they make the stop at the 42-yard line. So it's 2nd down and about 2 yards to go. He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Gaining 2 yards. First down.
Brought down around the 32-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
It's 2nd down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks. They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook. And he might want it all here, and does! Doesn't get there. He's taken down around the 22-yard line. From the 22-yard line, it's 1st down. And they hit him in the backfield. A yard, if that, on the quarterback keeper. Makes it out to about the 13. It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks. 5 wide. And he hits him hard at the 9-yard line. It's the 9th play of the drive. They'll bring him down for a loss on the play.
That's not what you hope for from your running game. You're looking for some solid north and south progress. You never want to give the defense a play like that to build their confidence.
From the 14-yard line, it's 2nd down. And he's hit before he can go anywhere. And this is the 11th play of the current drive. It's up, and it splits the uprights. Brown has his kick team lined up, and he is set to kick this one off. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. And what a play by the kicker to take him down. Washington showed that they can score points. We can see that, but it has not been pretty at all in the third quarter.
Well, they just seem to have gone cold here in the third quarter. If they can get a big play on defense or special teams, maybe that'll possibly ignite these guys.
Washington with a 1-point lead. There's a strike complete. Second down. It's the tailback.
Give the defense all the credit here. They had that one snuffed out from the start. It could have been an even bigger loss.
Man left, man left. Four down. My gate. Set, hey. Bruin. Hey.
Very good tackle in space.
That's a deep fourth down.
One more quarter of action remaining, and this one has been a real treat. 14-13, Washington. Into the fourth quarter now, and we're back to the action. They've got 10 guys up. They're coming after the kick. Tight ball game, one possession, but they've got an opportunity not only to score and take the lead, but get the momentum going on their side. Got it. Complete, and he's out of bounds. So the referee initially calls it a catch, but we'll get a second look at it here and determine if he was in bounds when he hauled it in.
And that play happened so fast that it was very tough to tell if he was able to get a foot down or not.
After review the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they review it, but there's just not enough evidence to overturn this one.
It's a bad play overall by the offense. The quarterback's doing everything he can to be able to make the play work and try to execute. The problem is the offensive line did not do a good job protecting him. They're very fortunate that ball wasn't intercepted.
They'll bring him down around the 48-yard line. A yard, maybe two on the carry. Third down, and they need to get it inside the 44. There are 5 wide receivers spread out. The quarterback in the gun. Got his man. Can't tack on any yardage. And down he goes. Around the 44-yard line. Things aren't tied, but they might as well be. It's this drive that could really dictate the tone for the last quarter. Washington is up 1. Tackle after a decent run up the gut. It's second down, 6 to go. Ball on their own 48.
If this offense keeps running at this guy, they're going to have to rethink some of their play calling.
That brings us 3rd and 10.
Four down. Check. 24.
And he's hit immediately.
That makes it 4th and 8.
Ryan to punt. And he's taken down at the 25. You know this is a real crucial time in the game. It could still go either way.
it 2nd and 4.
They're about 4 yards away here on 2nd down. So they gain 6 yards on the play and pick up the 1st down.
It's a good play call. A quick, safe pass to a sure-handed receiver. That keeps the drive alive.
Gordon on the handoff. And he makes it out to about the 37-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down, 10 to go. Ball on the 37. Caught with room to work. Tackled around the 47-yard line.
Gain of 10 on the play. 1st down.
And he hauls it in. Tackle made at the 41.
Turner brings him down at the 41-yard line. That makes
From
it
the 41-yard line. 1st down. Flips it middle to the running back. And he's taken down at the 26-yard line.
Impressive gain there by the do-it-all back.
1st down.
From the 26-yard line. 1st down. Pitches back. Makes it to the 17.
That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That'll make it 2nd and 8.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. He makes it to the 15-yard line.
That's a gain of 2 on the play. 1st down.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 15. Inside handoff. And they got to him before he could get back to the line.
Man, did he play that perfectly or what? As a linebacker, you have to be able to read the offense and make a quick diagnosis, which is exactly what he did on that play.
This is the 10th play of this drive. Big hit there to stop it. It's 3rd down and long, and losing by a possession, I would expect them to have to go to the air. Out of bounds at the 10. Kicks up, and the field goal is good. Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese?
The Cougars came into the game ranked 16th and hoping to make a huge jump in the rankings. Now the question is, how far will they fall? And for BYU, they've lost 2 in a row. The Sun Devils top it off with a 7-point win.
Thanks, Reese. Tight game here, 16-14. Brown has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep. He's to the 20. Brought down at the 27.
Washington's really used to having everything go their way on offense. That hasn't been the case here.
It hasn't been the case. And, the offensive coordinator, I think, may have looked at this game as if it would be no problem to show up and be able to move the football. But I think he got a lesson on why it's important to take every single opponent seriously.
And he's tackled at the 30-yard line. From their own 30-yard line. 2nd down. Here's a counter, losing yards.
Loss of 4 yards on the play. That makes it 3rd and 11.
Check, tight right. Check it out there. Go down. Mike 8.
Takes a handoff, tackling for a loss.
That is a loss of 4 yards. That brings us 4th and 15.
Ryan awaits the snap. Got the corner. He's at the 40. He's knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Both teams are kind of struggling to take control of this game. Obviously, they're both very, very competitive with one another. It just seems that the lead is going back and forth between the two teams.
Both teams realize that when the ball is snapped, we're one play away from a very different ball game. Just under 3 to go in regulation. Gains his way to the 26-yard line.
That makes it 1st and 10.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 26-yard line. And he makes it out to about the 24-yard line. He gains a couple of yards on a carry. The Huskies taking their first time out of the half. Gets out to about the 22-yard line. A 2-yard run by the halfback.
And that was a sophomore linebacker there who was able to get in and make that tackle.
3rd down, they need to get it to the 15. Zipped it out, and that was almost picked off. He gets it up. And he's got it. Oklahoma State is ready to kick it away. Nice kick, plenty of distance. He's to the 20, and down he goes to the 24-yard line. Washington's still got a chance here. They might come up short, but not for lack of trying.
Well, I've been impressed with this team the entire way. Now we're going to really find out what they're made of. With the game on the line, late in the ball game, how do you go out and execute?
You know this is a real crucial time in the game. It could still go either way. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Fires it out. He's tackled at the 31. And he stops the clock with a spike. They need about 3 yards to get the first down here on 3rd down. Less than 2 minutes in the 4th quarter. Brought down at about the 31.
That brings us 4th and 3.
They come out in an empty backfield. He's on the run. So the big blow comes from the defense. They come up with the stop of the day, and that'll ice this football game. And there's a missed opportunity by the offense. Here we are late in the 4th quarter in a very important and a very tight football game. And who's going to come to the forefront? We'll see who's got the most leadership. He gets out to about the 17-yard line. The Huskies using their 3rd and last timeout. So it's 2nd down and about 2 yards to go. Here's a handoff left side. What a play, and that is 1st and goal.
That makes it 1st and goal.
And this should be a kneel down as they just try to kill the clock. And he'll just take a knee here to kill the clock. From the 11-yard line, it's second down.
Mike 40, check, he's coming. Let's go! Wide 88! Wide!
Nothing more demoralizing for a defense than seeing the opposing quarterback take a knee. And this one's all but wrapped up. The Cowboys get the win here, 19-14.
The Huskies 14.
That's it for this presentation of NCAA Football 14. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brad Nessler saying thanks, and we'll see you soon.